It is Thursday. RawMikeRichards.com, broadcasting live from 234 King Street East in downtown Toronto. Those of you who have downloaded on iTunes, maybe you got Google Play, tune in. Thanks for doing so. Or those watching live this morning on our dedicated YouTube channel or right off of RawMikeRichards.com. Coming up this morning, really pleased to have, and there's a little bit of a schedule mix-up on our behalf. And we were going to have Enrico Colantoni, just a fabulous actor, and one of those guys where maybe if you're going, Enrico Colantoni, isn't he an opera singer? No, that's a different Enrico. Enrico Colantoni has been in about 100 TV shows, including Just Shoot Me, but he's been in and Flashpoint, which was a huge Canadian show, Dave. In fact, if you weren't really paying attention, you may not even think it was done in Canada, the way it was shot.
It was awesome, actually. Most recently, Justice League Dark, The Dark Stranger, Lines, Veronica Mars. He has a lot of credits to his name and is a well hired actor just because of how good he is.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, too. Oh, as you know, Dave, a working actor. It's tough to do, and at the level he's done it. Vision Quest, so our good friend Kevin Gibson, who once again still trying to hijack the show, even when we're out of the building he works in, still trying to get his name on, says Vision Quest. I don't know if you've ever seen Vision Quest. That movie was outstanding.
Have not.
And it was with Tim Allen. It was sort of a campy sci-fi thing where it was a cross between like Star Trek, where you had to do with the conventions, and Tim Allen was sort of the Captain Kirk kind of guy who got tired of going to Comic-Con and all this kind of stuff. The twist in it is fantastic, and for sort of sci-fi fans or those who like that kind of stuff, and just those who like comedy, this thing was brilliant. And I don't know, and I'll ask him. I know I've asked before, but the voice that Enrico comes up with, I think he just improvised and then, let's go with that. And it is brilliant. So, Gibby, as much as it's annoying that you keep trying to get on the show, you did make a good point. Also, we've got Victor Newman CFL picks. They're sexy CFL picks.
Okay.
And there are 3 games that I think, I'm not saying gimmies, Dave, but there are 3 games, if you're in one of those fantasy pools, if you're in anything to do with the CFL, you're looking at 3 games. If you're just going for wins, I'm hard-pressed to think that you're just not 3 right off the top. You're just checking those boxes. The tough one is going to be the Bombers game. Bombers in Ottawa. Ottawa's a bit of a freak show. I don't know if they've just underachieved or, really that's the level that they play at. And you had mentioned just before we went on the air, you've got Weston Dressler, who has been their top receiver. And here's a huge surprise. They just announced that he got hurt again.
Oh, my.
That's right, George Takei Penn.
I love this pen.
No, it is the best pen in the world. Yeah, also, George Takei Penn, did you know that Victor Newman is going to come on the show as well?
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's going to be really good, too. And I think there's a surprise phone call. I'm not sure who it is, but it might be, I don't know, Manti Te'o's girlfriend?
Oh, my.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's upsetting. What's even more upsetting is that a star linebacker from a big school like Notre Dame, when you're the linebacker of the future, in the NFL. I mean, he was kind of being billed as one of these stars, like maybe not like Khalil Mack, but I'm just saying, And now we look back on that catfishing, Dave. You're it's Notre Dame. You're not only the varsity guy, you're one of the stars, and you get catfished by some dude who's pretending that he's a girlfriend and made up the whole story about that the girlfriend was dying of cancer and then she survived it.
Unreal.
And you never meet her.
No, never. Exactly.
Oh, I was supposed to go away with her, but something came up. They never meet, and it's only online.
And he was tricked multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody could be fooled once. You shouldn't be in this situation. If you're a linebacker at Notre Dame, you should be able to stand outside wherever you want and just go, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one.
Okay, let's look at the drafting process, because very often we talk about how we look and how they look now into the background of players, scholastically, their family, their relationship with their siblings. And now I'm going to hire Dave Bastel, who was a star at UCLA. And I know that you were tricked by someone who said that they were a girl that wasn't. And then, am I looking at you saying, so when did you realize, Dave, after about the 17th time that you weren't meeting this girl, that you didn't recognize that this may not be real?
That's exactly it.
Like, and you want to be my defensive captain in the NFL, and how do you not recognize maybe a screen pass if you can't recognize the fact that a dude was pretending to be a girl who stood you up for like
Bingo.
a year?
It's almost like we're in the Chargers war room, because these are some of the questions that should have been thrown out. But credit to Manti Te'o, it has disappeared.
Yes.
Like we haven't heard anything about it, and maybe the Chargers suck, so you're not really hearing much about the Chargers anyway, because the only news you really hear about the Chargers are them moving to LA, so they'll be the LA Chargers this year, which completely sounds weird.
I on it, because when I talk about it, I still think San Diego.
Yes.
I know I've said San Diego.
And I think we're going to continue to say San Diego throughout the year, but they are officially Los Angeles' second team.
Weird. So LA has no teams now, 2 teams.
Now 2 teams sharing the same facility.
For the time being.
For the time being.
Oh, speaking of new facilities.
Yes.
We're going to show the Mercedes-Benz.
This is amazing.
Like, it does not look real.
No, it
Now,
doesn't.
it figures that a company like Mercedes-Benz would come up with something that your jaw drops. You've never seen it before. So we'll get to some of that, including this guy who just, we try to find this stuff on the show. It's a little bit different than what you've seen. I mean, you can go to, the Atlanta Journal, where, there's all kinds of music behind it, very, very cool, produced visuals so you can see what happens. And I'm like, no. There's a guy who just takes his phone, drives up, and goes, okay, I want to see what this looks like. And it's one of those holy shit moments. When you compare it, because the buildings right now are side by side.
Yep. Right in downtown Atlanta, too.
Yes. But it looks like, in comparisons, one looks like a golf dome.
Yep.
And the other looks like a stadium. But was it Phillips Phillips Arena is one of the other ones. But the former, I guess it was Georgia Dome. Is it Georgia Dome?
It's a Georgia Dome, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, the golf domes? That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
But it still held what? Probably 80,000 people?
Yeah. It hosted Super Bowls and a lot of losing seasons with the Falcons.
Yeah. A lot of crying went on in that building. But this thing looks like, in comparison, that it should fit about 500,000 people in there.
Yep.
That's how big it is. So we'll take a look at that.
And they'll be getting a Super Bowl soon, too, because as soon as you build something like that, it's like, okay, Super Bowl's probably going to be in Atlanta within the next 5-6 years.
Okay, we're going to do something also live that we're going to have to do.
Okay.
But, Russell, you're going to have to phone me on Skype.
Okay.
Because we don't want this thing to explode. You can just do whenever, and I'm going to click on it because we're not going to go through that with Enrico. We did not get that done beforehand.
We just want to make sure.
So you're going to see live testing on the air. Myself, Mike Richards, and Dave Bastel.
You know what we should do? Russell should leave the room, and then Russell should phone in, and we could interview him for 15 seconds.
Well, that would be a tremendous look of the guests that I put out there. I mean, Enrico Colantoni, one of the busiest working actors in Los Angeles. Victor Newman, one of the biggest stars. How could I forget interview with Russell Graham?
Okay, let's do it.
Something I like to call 10 minutes with roast beef. This will be interesting. Let's see if this thing even works. I hope he gets the number right.
Oh, there we go. I think it works.
Hello, welcome to rawmike.richards.com.
I'm glad to be here.
Okay, this is a shit call. Bye. And that's the interview.
At least he was happy to be here, though. That was the nice part.
That was weird. How would
you know what? And number one rule: the caller doesn't even turn down his radio.
Do you hear that?
It's like terrible.
And Skype comes up. How would you rate the quality of this call? That call? Shit. Shit.
Is there a rating on there that says that?
Yeah. No. You're watching rawmike.richards.com.
Good job, roast beef.
Yeah, you really showed up there. Really great stuff. Speaking of great stuff, it seems like each and every night there's some phenomenal play in Major League Baseball. Maybe there should be because there's a lot of games each and every day. But we talked about the catch yesterday, the phenomenal catch. Now, Giancarlo Stanton If you hear his name, what clip do you think I'm going to play? What do you think I'm going to show?
Probably a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're showing something with the bat. Here's something with the glove. Once again, property of Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Advanced Media. See how I'm doing all that stuff there?
Oh, wait a second. You're crediting the video we're about to play.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Just happens to be Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Advanced Media.
You did it twice.
Yeah. And here's a great catch.
Long drive to right. Stanton back toward the corner. Does he have room? He leaps, and he robs Goodwin of a home run to end the game. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Goodwin denied his 12th home run. Stanton puts the punctuation mark on a shutout for the Marlins. What a catch.
Can you steal an oh my, the Dick Enberg oh my?
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can do that either.
And you know what? It's hard saying "oh my" when the Marlins are up 7-0 in the bottom or the top of the ninth. I'm just saying, you know,
A
it's,
little over the top, is that what you're saying?
wait a second. It's not 7-1. It's 7-0. Good night, everyone. Drive safely.
Well, yeah. If you want to be safe, make sure next time too you don't, especially if you're a major league pitcher that makes.
Careful. I know where you're going with this.
How do you hurt yourself in the kitchen?
I thought you were going to go Jose Fernandez on me.
No.
I thought you were going to talk about boats and stuff.
So he's the saves leader,
He is the saves leader.
and Greg Holland,
Yeah, Rockies closer Greg Holland.
sloppy and slightly not great in the kitchen.
See, I thought
Closer Greg Holland.
I thought I was crap in the kitchen, but this guy takes the cake.
So a closer in baseball, not as much in the kitchen.
No.
Cutting his finger.
Index finger too, which sucks on his throwing hand.
He has 33 saves this year.
Mm-hmm.
33. That number's going to drop drastically. Yeah, you should be playing shit music because that he deserves that music. They said he gave it a shot. He came back to see how it progresses, but that's just an embarrassing way to go out. I mean, and you know, there are things that they've done in professional sports to make sure that guys don't get hurt. Like, for instance, if you play football, you better not be caught playing pickup basketball.
Nope.
Because they will void your contract.
Yep.
I mean, it's right. These are those stipulations. I don't know if you can put in, please don't cut your finger off in the kitchen. I mean, that's brutal.
So as we speak here on August the 3rd, the Rockies have a 5.5 game lead over Milwaukee in the wild card. So if the wild card starts today, it would be the Diamondbacks and Rockies. Diamondbacks hold a half game lead on the Rockies. Rockies 5.5 over the Brewers. Not sure how long a cut and how big the gash is, but you got to wait till that thing heals.
Because you can't put stuff on your fingers.
No.
Because immediately it affects the ball, and therefore you can't have it. Which is why that blister issue, Dave, that came up this year. Do you think anything happens of that, or is that just something that we talk about in the media to make a story about the difference in the texture of the ball, and that's why blisters were coming up? Or do you think that's all just full of shit? Do you think
I don't know. It just seems weird that all of a sudden we're seeing this rash of blister injuries. But
like, is it a legit claim by some of those pitchers this year that they're going, why am I getting blisters?
I think it could be.
Yeah,
I think it could be. And if it's Major League Baseball cheaping out, shame on them for doing that. Because if you look at the production of a baseball, wherever they're getting these things made, and I heard it was Costa Rica or something like that. I'm not quite sure. The order of a baseball, because your average Major League Baseball game probably goes through about 30 baseballs. And that's just the game balls themselves. So if they're doing that over the course of every single Major League team playing 162 games, let's just say it's safe to say Major League Baseball buying in bulk. And if they sit there and say to their manufacturer that if you do it this way, we can save 5 cents a ball, it's a major savings.
Right.
But if it's hampering the actual players that are playing this, it's, and Major League Baseball will never come out and say, you know what, we cut some corners here, we saved a nickel on every single ball, guys. We order over 2 or 3 million balls a year. That's a lot of money. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems that there seems to be something wrong with it. And if you actually look at today's baseball compared to a baseball 10 years ago, there is a significant difference between the two, because I actually have game used baseballs from a couple different eras, and I don't know. I think there is something in it.
So do you think you go to the dugout and you say to your manager, "My finger hurts"? What was that? My finger hurts. You know what? Now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled a whole day of yard duty, Grandma. That's what just happened there.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's the best. Mister. Oh no, it's the Mister woman. Boy, that's a super looking trophy you got there. I'll tell you, Ben Stiller's done some stuff that makes me laugh hard.
Yes.
Dodgeball, I thought that character was very funny.
Yes.
It was. That was a great movie. Oh, and he and the Marsha Brady looking wife that he has. You know, the one from Wedding Singer and the one that was in the blonde in Dodgeball. That's his wife in real life. Not now.
Divorced.
Yeah. Well, that's what's
really?
coming down the road.
I
So
did not know that.
So available then.
Available then, yes. That's funny.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. Have you seen a Ben Stiller movie lately though? Have you heard that name? Because I haven't really heard that name as of late. I'm trying to think.
Well,
of
you know, he does.
something
I think he's doing a lot of directing too, stuff like a lot
Okay.
of them, right? Because
he's probably doing voiceover work too. Because a lot of these big name actors, like for example, I took Marissa to that Despicable Me 3 with the Minions, right? She loves the Minions.
Well, it's huge for the kids.
When you listen to the 30 voices on it, it's like, oh, that's so and so, and that's Steve Carell, and that's you know what I mean?
Hugely,
it's
hugely
big.
Yeah, it's big time
business.
Big business. Big. Patton Oswalt's done a bunch of stuff, and I guess the one Boss Baby. Have you seen that?
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin
is a main
Yeah.
character.
And apparently it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on the planes already, by the way. So
Okay.
Linda saw it on a flight.
Okay.
At the bottom of the, I'm going to say in about 10 minutes' time, Enrico Colantoni, one of our favorite actors, one of the good friends of the show, one of the busiest actors I know. He's always working, but he's up here in Toronto. He was going to come in studio. He's kind of mixed up the days. So at some point, we hope to have him in studio because he's also one of the best human beings you're going to meet, like a really awesome, sensitive guy who just gets it, and we're going to be thrilled to talk to him. But that's about getting it. Now, apparently, Russell, get ready because there's going to be a phone call coming up here shortly, and it's not going to be Enrico. I'm almost afraid who it's going to be because we talked about the NFL, and we're also, by the way, going to go over some of the weird stats, not weird, but maybe interesting fun facts about Tom Brady as he.
I was wondering if an electric toothbrush really cleans better than a manual, and my hygienist says
what is that?
it does.
Okay, where's
but
that coming
they're
from?
not all the same. Turns out they're really
Is it?
different.
What was that?
I don't know, but
when you have the computers on.
So do you use a manual toothbrush or do you use an electrical one? Because I use an electrical one.
Linda use electric eye. It's one of these
Pop up.
dicks.
So you still use a manual one, eh?
Yeah, I go old school.
The electrical one though does everything.
I use a wooden tennis racket.
Okay,
I
Bjorn Borg.
use the Danae Bjorn Borg.
You're not going to get much of an argument if you say anything Bjorn Borg with me, right?
Yeah, okay.
It's. I'm a fan.
Okay, so I'll just get ready because apparently we're going to go to this phone call. I'll go to it now. Hello.
This is Mike.
Yeah, who's this?
It's Mary Tyler's girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
no, it's not. You're not his
I
girlfriend.
am.
No, you're
I'm
not.
his girlfriend.
Not his girlfriend. You're not even a girl.
I'm a pretty girl.
You're hardly a pretty girl.
I am.
What? Is there a reason?
Anyway, is he still playing for San Francisco's?
Yeah, he's playing for San Francisco.
Yeah,
That's
I
what.
think
Yeah,
he's gonna do good.
yeah. Do you?
He's got that quarterback
knows her
on the
sports.
team too.
Who?
Leaf Ryan.
Oh, Leaf Ryan's great.
He's handsome.
You think so?
I wonder if he's got a big boner.
I beg your pardon. Look. Ew.
Anyways, are you and Danny gonna make your picks today?
You mean Dave? Yeah, we're gonna make our
Oh,
picks. Yeah.
I like Danny.
Do you?
He got a big boner.
All righty.
Okay.
Okay.
I have been called Danny before.
I don't know. What about the last part? What is with the pop-ups on this thing? Hey, kill somebody. Okay, we've got a couple minutes here. Let's. I'm going to quickly. How am I going to do this? I'm going to do this. Let's take a look at these so-called fun facts about Tom Brady. He turns 40.
Yes. And the funnest fact about it is how he has dominated the New York Jets for the last decade plus. I just love that about him.
Okay, for some reason, why is there no computer? What is? Oh, because we've had to mute it because of the weird commercials. Okay, let's try this. There we go. There's some music. Fun facts about Tom Brady.
And by the way, today, officially his birthday, August 3rd. So he is officially 40 years old today.
He could, but how much longer can he go? The question is, I think it's starting to feel like forever.
I was going to say, anytime he wants to retire, I'm okay with it.
I mean, for a guy who plays the way he did, plays better in his 30s than he might have done in his 20s. For a guy
I was wondering if
who,
an
oh
electric
my
toothbrush
God, hold
really
on,
cleans
hold
better than
on.
a manual, and my hygienist says it does, but they're not all the same.
What
Turns
is
out
this?
They're really different. Who knew?
Fuck off!
I'm telling you, electrical toothbrush is the way to go. Russell, you use an electrical toothbrush, don't you?
So as we know,
You don't?
Here-
Man, I got 2 manuals beside me. I love it.
Here's how these stats go. It's sort of weird.
Fire.
So they say Brady was a 6th-round pick, 199th overall
Yeah, out of Michigan.
that we know. And then stat number 3 that's so amazing, Brady married Brazilian model Gisele Bündchen in February 2009. Why is that the surprising stat that's 3?
I don't think that should be.
That could be number 1, and no one's surprised that he got a supermodel.
You know what the cool part is? They were set up, Giselle and Tom, on a blind date. Have you ever been set up from a friend on a blind date of that quality?
So you're saying that my blind date is a Brazilian supermodel. I have no friends that are that good. You might be. You'd set me up with some. See, that's the other thing about setting up guys.
Yes.
I don't do it often, but I think when I do, I know that I'm setting you up with something good. Like you're going to show up. Like I can't set you up with something that's not going to be great. Dave comes in, you go, what is that, Manti Te'o's girlfriend? Yeah, she's hiding behind the tree there. She's afraid to come out. Come on.
Yeah, so it was a blind date that got them going. They have 2 children. And, it's been a pretty good life for Tom Brady. That's just the personal side of things.
Now, he was like on the depth chart. I don't think he was even in the top 5 when he was in college.
Nope.
I don't know. I mean, and here's a guy that was also drafted in the 18th round of the 95 Major League Baseball draft as a catcher by the Expos.
Well, see, I did not know that.
See, that's a weird stat.
I did
didn't
not
know
know
that
that.
either.
Montreal Expos, eh?
Yeah, he would have done well in Montreal,
Oh,
too.
you would have done well in Montreal, yes. A catcher, eh?
So, and here's another one, too, that's really strange. He went to the same high school as Lynn Swan and Barry Bonds.
Oh my.
That's right, George Takei Penn. So there's a couple teams he's torched, including Dallas.
Yes.
Never lost to Dallas.
No.
He's 71-19 in his career against AFC East rivals. I think that's what you were alluding to.
Yes.
71-19, which means he comes on the field, your team loses for the most part.
The Jets have beat him, though, once. I remember watching that game. That was pretty good.
His first career start was a 44-13 win on September the 30th, 2001 against Peyton Manning's Colts.
Oh.
Now, that's his first career start, but I don't know if it's on here, but I thought his first win was a game in which Doug Flutie was playing for the San Diego Chargers, and he is backing up, Tom Brady is backing up
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe, and Bledsoe gets hurt.
Yes.
So, of course, I'm cheering for Flutie,
Yeah.
as I always would, and going, great. Now they're going to put the boots to it because this kid's coming in. He's going to be shit. Well, you nailed that one. I was like, because here's what they say. So they go, here comes the backup Tom Brady. He was drafted 199th. It was not the starter at Michigan, and he'll stand under center. And so when you're hearing stuff like that, you're like,
Excellent.
this is perfect. Plain to my, and I guess we're all wrong about that. Other stats. His QB rating in 7 Super Bowl appearances is 95.3. So good then.
He was actually, going back to Michigan, he was Brian Greasy's backup.
Yeah, he wasn't a starter.
Yeah, wasn't a starter.
Wasn't the starter. But he holds the Michigan record for completions in a game at 35, which he set in the Orange Bowl against Alabama in 2000. But it's one of those things where you start looking at by the numbers, and people always want to do that. This goes to an old adage about why you pay someone, and it's to win, and that's really what he does. And not only does he win, he makes all those other guys around him better, like all those things that you hear. But let's not forget, does it look different if he's not coached by the hoodie? Because it is that union of football genius. And even though I know people don't dig the guy, he's not exactly overly popular because he's got the – well, we're on to Cincinnati. No, we're on to next week. Next question. What's that? No, we're thinking about Cincinnati. Like, but he's paid to build a team that's going to win championships, and he does. And it's this jigsaw puzzle, Dave, that every couple of years these players come in and they go out, and because the system is so brilliant that you can take these pieces from different places, and we're not talking about going out and spending money either, because that's not really on their resume. They'll spend money where they need to. But if you're playing well, and Dave Bastel, for instance, is the middle linebacker, and he goes up after the season after you win a Super Bowl and go, you know what, I wouldn't mind some more money. And their response, see ya. They have set a standard that is so high that I think it's one of the few franchises I can think of that you probably feel lucky that you're in the dressing room. Which is why I think some guys who may have had some issues with other teams, if there's one team that can turn them around, I always feel that it's probably the New England Patriots. Because that dressing room in the hoodie. In sports.
Yeah.
They're going to police you, Dave. You're not going to get away with the same garbage you do at other teams.
Another fun fact about Tom Brady, launched a line of vegan snacks back in 2016.
Okay, that I don't
Who
like.
doesn't like that,
Yeah,
eh?
no one likes that.
Nobody likes that.
A line of vegan snacks. What is
Vegan
that?
snacks, really?
It's good. Vegan snacks. What is that? Like a package of
Air?
dandelions or something?
Yeah.
Or can you have dandelions? Vegan people? You know, I don't want to pick fights here, but nobody likes you. Nobody likes vegan people. It's true. Whatever planet, from planet vegan or where you come from.
Ooh, that's a good planet.
You know, and if you want to be vegan, that's fine. Stop sharing with everybody. You know, you really should go vegan. Why? We know one guy who's gone vegan. One guy.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. And he tells us about it, too. All the time.
I don't want to hear about your vegan lifestyle. I have a lifestyle, too. It's different than yours. And it's really fun and exciting. And then I'm not going to tell you my details of what I eat every day. Are you going to eat that steak? No. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to put it over my wiener, and I'm going to look like Tarzan. Fuck off. Eat your own little pieces of ice or whatever it is they find delicious. You know, they said, well, here's the alternative for bacon. Well, why?
There's no such thing.
Well, it tastes exactly like bacon. Then eat bacon.
There's no such thing. as
Don't
an
eat
alternative.
fakin, or what do they call it?
Ooh, good name.
Eat the bacon. Is there anything better than bacon? No. It's why you can put it on anything and it gets better. Once you figured that there's a meat product that you can take and put on salad, what happens? Magically, the salad tastes better. Who doesn't love scallops? Yeah? Try that sucker wrapped in bacon. Have you ever had a potato wrapped in bacon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Delicious. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's not good?
It's awesome.
So we'll wait for a phone call here from Enrico Colantoni. After that, we'll get to some of Victor Newman's picks here today. They're all CFL picks, but one is going to be a little tough. That Winnipeg-Ottawa game is going to be a little tough.
It will be.
Also, I think coming up today. Oh no, sorry, I was thinking about Manti Te'o's girlfriend. I shouldn't be.
No, you shouldn't be
thinking about that.
Jay's off today, by the way.
After their huge win last
After
night.
their massive win, yeah. Afternoon game yesterday, actually, against the White Sox. Who didn't watch that game?
Yeah, I think my interest in watching that is
here we
waning.
go.
But here he is, courtesy of Skype, and I believe we go to him now, courtesy of our friends at Skype, and we say good morning to our very good friend Enrico Colantoni. Hey, como va, paisano?
Are you kidding? You picked right up. I didn't have to wait.
This is, but see, Rico, this is what happens for the A-list guests. The A-list, I pick up.
Oh,
This
wow.
is what I do.
It's like it's almost as if you weren't saying anything until I actually called.
It's all timing. You know.
It's like it's all mute.
It's all-
just
it's all-
like we'll just wait here for Enrico to call. What's up, Mike? What's
Hey,
up, baby?
Well,
who's that? Who's that?
It's me.
Who's that laughing in the background?
It's our friend Dave Bastel, of course.
How
Hi,
you
Dave.
doing? Good morning.
Well,
Good, buddy.
so
Good
thrilled
morning.
that you could join us here because we were saying, you know, to be a busy working actor like yourself in an industry that sometimes isn't very kind, but you're always working, my friend. You always got stuff going on.
I owe it all to my father, who was my blue collar mentor. I guess I approach it all with a blue collar attitude. Just like I gotta work. I don't care what it is, where it takes me.
But
I guess.
but look,
Maybe it's just busy work. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. I don't know, Mike. It doesn't mean anything. Who knows?
Well, it does when you sit there and we're watching. So it's funny. I think just after I saw you last, then you did Contagion. I think was the movie that you had worked on.
Was that the last time we spoke?
I think
really?
it's been a while. And then the Kennedys miniseries, which I thought
Kennedys.
yeah. What was,
that was fun.
It looked like because Barry Pepper. I thought did an excellent job.
He was great.
Yeah,
and what a good man too. What a good man. Yeah, playing Edgar Hoover was like really cool, man. Just and I know Clint Eastwood would come out with his movie just shortly thereafter. So it was just like a gale storm of Hoovers. It was nice to be. It was nice to be among all those Hoovers.
And you know what I also think too is that miniseries, I think for a lot of people who weren't really quite sure about the Kennedy family as a whole, because I think it was very accurate the way they went about it. But I think a lot of people were shocked at the dysfunction of the whole thing.
Well, that first episode I'll never forget. It's like what John could. Because Kazar was trying to do was pretty obvious. It's like it's like Mr. Kennedy was the Antichrist. That's it. How do we spin this?
Yeah.
How do we spin this?
Yeah.
How do we spin this?
In the era before people had cameras in their phones, which probably might have changed things. Oh, I couldn't.
Can you imagine the stuff they got away with?
Because
we don't have 24-hour news coverage and phones and stuff. Everything they got away with. Imagine what the Romans got away with. My God.
Now, see,
Kennedys. What about the Romans?
Well,
what about the Egyptians? Yeah. They got away with everything.
I got to tell you, I didn't see that twist coming. This is why you work so often. This is why you're working all the time. The Romans.
They just go back in time. Oh my God. The Neanderthals. They got away with everything.
Caligula's going, hey. Hey, I don't mind having the orgies and killing the midgets.
Can you imagine?
I'll kill the midgets, but no.
I'm having a what?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Look,
we didn't have a name for it back then.
You're ruining the excitement of the vomitorium. Could you put the cameras down? Hey,
it was just so commonplace back then, Mike. It was commonplace.
Hey, where are your people from in Italy? Are you Calabrese? What are you?
The Abruzzo region.
Abruzzese. What town?
L'Aquila.
Oh, L'Aquila.
Would you know?
Yeah, well, that's where.
Come on, Mike. Don't act like I want to be Italian guy now. Come on.
That's where the earthquake was. What? That's
right. 2009.
Yeah, absolutely. I know
that's
people.
Right.
I know people from Sumona.
Yeah, right there,
far.
man.
Yeah, beautiful though. I love it.
We're not that far from there. Have you ever been?
Yes. Oh yeah. One of my best friends is Abruzzese. He's from a tiny place called Villelago, and there's a billion of those little mountain towns. Just
one of them, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Pescara?
That's great.
Do you know Pescara?
Yeah, Pescata's right there. Yeah. Love Pescara.
See how much I know?
How about you, Dave? You ever been to the old country?
Torino. I was actually there for about a week doing the play-by-play, and I know you're going to laugh, so I'll say it anyway. The World Archery Championships had a stop there, and I was doing the play-by-play in Turin. See, I told you.
You know what, dude? I love it. I love it. I love it. Everything needs a play-by-play, man.
Exactly.
Everything.
Even archery.
Everything.
Exactly. Hey, you know what I wanted to
Caligula could have used the play-by-play guy.
You know what I wanted to ask you? I miss the hell out of Flashpoint. Do you still got people like me sitting up, calling you Greg Parker and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was such a good show, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a good time. I was just, in fact, the biggest reason I couldn't make it down there today, Mike, is because I'm just still so jet lagged from having come back from Europe.
Oh.
And the last experience I had was an Italian woman coming up to me and calling me Agent Parker.
Oh my God!
So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how in the most remote places people still remember that show. And what still surprises me, Dave, is how many people still think it's on.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That we're still making it after 7 years. That we're still making it. Are there going to be more episodes? I've seen them all. Are there going to be more? It's like no, there hasn't been a new one in 7 years. I don't know who's counting.
7 years though.
But they love it.
I didn't think it
Yeah,
was
well,
7 years.
no, I'm kidding. What was it? 2012.
2012, I think you guys. Yeah, so
2012.
5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 years. Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
you
because they're
guys-
watching it on Bravo, and it's just like, oh, this is great. When's the next episode? Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow's the next episode. It's great.
Well, you guys
Tonight?
you guys
Tonight?
had a great
Times a
run
day.
though when you think of it, right? I mean, there's a lot of
know.
episodes out there. It's
I know.
I still trip across it, and I'll watch it too if it's on. And you're right, it's on everywhere these days.
It's true. It's true. But it, and I have to, I have to have compassion for that kind of innocence, because I remember as a kid watching syndication, like thinking, well, where are these shows? Where does Cheers come from? Cheers was always on at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I had no idea they were airing new ones at night on Thursday nights. Like, who knows? I don't know.
So
Things have changed.
we had Tim.
We've come a long way since Caligula, though. I'm going to put that one out there.
See, I lobbed it out there. Now I've changed. He'll be obsessed by this now. Next time he enters in a Roman robe, I'm like, Rico, what are you doing? What? Now, hey, you know what? Working with Hugh Dillon, what was that like? What is working with Hugh Dillon like? Because look, I like the Headstones. We had Tim White, the bass player, came on the show about a month ago.
Yeah,
it's just a really cool guy. But what's it like to work with him?
Yeah, Huey was great to work with. He's just just an incredibly talented human being. You know what I mean? He's everything out of his mouth is creative. He can't not think in terms of seeing the world through Hugh Dillon's eyes. And so the music he writes, his choices as an actor, just how he perceives people, it was great. It was exhausting a lot of the times, but just because when you're dealing with a human that operates at that frequency all the time, you need a little break once in a while. I mean, I haven't talked to him in years, probably because of that. Probably we were just, we were trying to sort of out frequency each other, I think. But he had it down, man. I could never ever keep up to the level of intensity that man brought to everything he did. It was really inspiring and beautiful to watch.
Well,
but like everything else, it's like, sometimes I need to take a nap. He never napped. I never saw him nap once.
No, I don't think he does sleep. It's like Interview with the Vampire. No, I don't know what he does. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, incredible energy and stamina. It's just,
Now,
I miss him.
Let's talk about the show and how it looked, because to me, people always say, how come certain things, and this, we're the same age. So when you're sitting there in high school or someone would come up and say, did you see that thing? It looks so Canadian. It looks Canadian was a phrase we heard all the time. So whether it was The King of Kensington or Check It Out or whatever, one of those, Trouble with Tracy, those shows.
Kidding, right?
But Flashpoint. But Littlest Hope, don't nightmares. They shot it in my town. It was horrible.
The first one was great though. Come on, the black and white version.
The black and white. I didn't watch a lot of that though. I was too busy watching the Three Stooges. Think of this: Three Stooges were on Commander Tom right when we came home. That's
right. Littlest Hobo was on Saturday afternoons. You were probably playing hockey or something.
Yeah.
Me as an Italian kid, just like, the only hockey I got to play was during the winter when my next door neighbors flood their backyard. You probably belonged to a league or playing like AAA or something like that. Holy shit.
Yeah, both Dave and I did. Yeah, absolutely.
No, but Saturday afternoon, Little Hobo. Come on, man. Last Mohican.
Oh, now that I do remember. Last of the Mohicans was good with Chingachgook. I remember that. Now you're a Henry Carr guy, right?
Because we were all a little bit like the last Mohican. All of us. Every guy. Yeah, every Canadian boy.
You're trying to be philosophical.
So you were saying, how Flashpoint just doesn't look Canadian at all. I have one simple answer for it. Money.
Well, okay, well. That would do it, right?
No.
Yeah.
And what Flashpoint had that a lot of Canadian television shows haven't had and don't have, and since have not had, has been U.S. sponsorship. We had CBS there with us that licensed our show and added a few shekels every episode. And Bill and Anne Marie, who produced the show, they put it all on the screen, man. They put it all on the screen, and that was the difference. There are so many wonderfully talented Canadians who can very easily put out a show that is at par with anything the United States does, but we just can't compete because we just don't have the revenue to put the money on the screen. It really just we can't compete with that. But what's happening now is because we're attracting international stars of Canadian origin, and we're getting other networks and cable networks, more money is coming in. So we get better quality shows or co-productions between Ireland or other European countries. So we're getting savvy because we don't have the money here. We're looking elsewhere.
We're in conversation.
Still there? You still there?
Yeah,
still there.
We're in conversation with Enrico Colantoni, who apparently is now falling in love with Caligula and that lifestyle. Which I got. Have you ever been to? Have you been to? What's it? Capri? Have you been to the island Capri?
No.
Okay. Caligula had a summer home there, and they said, you know how you go on those tours, and they say, hey, what is unique about this summer home for Caligula is that the cliff that goes into the ocean, and they go, hey, this is where he would have fun, throwing off women, children, and people who didn't pay their bills. He didn't need the littlest hobo on a Saturday afternoon. He had he had this. This is what Caligula had.
He had it made, didn't he? It's a great little Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Who with that other emperor that messed it up? I forget all their names. It's on Netflix now.
Now
anyway,
we got a question. We have a question.
Bad segue.
We have a question here from somebody, and it is the voice you used in Vision Quest.
That Galaxy
Quest.
Or Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy
In Galaxy Quest. Where did that come
from?
from?
That was a wrestling movie. I know where your mind is.
Yeah. Oh, that was what's her name too?
Which one was that?
The Vision Quest with the dark
Linda
hair.
Fiorentino.
Yes.
Linda Fiorentino and Matthew Modine. Yeah.
Did
that movie?
Have you ever worked with Linda Fiorentino?
No.
You sure?
Matthew Modine, Linda
Matthew Modine.
Fiorentino. No,
Yes.
never met her.
Yeah.
Matthew Modine I have.
Yes. Good
Linda
guy.
I have not.
Well, how come you
Uh-oh.
can't?
You're breaking up there, Mike. You there?
Yes. Yes, I'm here. How come you can't work with Linda Fiorentino?
okay.
Because I think that'd be a good movie. I'd watch that.
I don't know. Maybe we should work it out. Call her people. Have your people call
Oh,
her
I can do it.
people my people.
So Galaxy
Just
Quest.
don't call me your people. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. How'd you do that voice? Because people, I think there's a story behind you actually coming up with the voice.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous, man. It's so much time has gone by.
You don't recall
It's
now.
like, oh boy, okay, we're still talking about the voice. The voice was a vocal exercise that I learned at the drama school. It was just, a thing to open up the resonators.
Yeah.
It was like an exercise you would do just to warm up. So I figured, I don't know what an alien really sounds like. I've never met one. Have you? So I'm gonna throw this little thing in there, and the director kind of dug it. I went into the audition with it, and it was like, okay, that's crazy enough to work. And sometimes it does, man. I've made some crazy ass choices in auditions and didn't get the job. Aliens and psychotics, I have a handle on. I think
you got that nailed.
Yeah, because I love people who say, "Would an alien actually talk like that?" I don't know.
Hard to
Maybe.
say.
Hard to say.
That looked like a fun movie, though. You must have had a blast on that
It
set
was
with those
so
people.
much fun, man. In fact, this last month we had a sort of a revival retrospective in a theater at the Regent Theater in Los Angeles. They're making a documentary of the movie.
You're kidding.
And
Wow.
and part of the last piece of the documentary was to film this screening with 300 loyal fans of the film. And I didn't expect it. I thought we were watching the documentary itself, but it was actually a screening of the film that I haven't seen in like 15 years. But just how rabid people still are, and people dressed as Thermians and the crew, and how that movie still holds up is it warms my heart to know that that movie will last forever.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So you
now to see Alan Rickman again, and to see how brilliant he was, Tony Shalhoub, and everybody was just so great. And Missy's going to be in town doing a show. She was there. She was saying how she's going to be doing a new show in Toronto.
Interesting. So you mentioned
Oh yeah, I run into it.
you mentioned you were in Europe and you came back and you're still recovering from the jet lag. So what's next for you? Were you doing a project out there, or were you just
No, I had
vacationing,
some meetings. I had some meetings. There's always a meeting about a meeting.
Sure.
To meet a meeting to meet somebody. But no, I just got. It started in Vancouver. I just finished the second season of Travelers with Eric McCormack. Brad Wright, who created Stargate, created this show. It's on Netflix now, and Showcase, I believe, in Canada, but Netflix USA, Netflix Canada. It's a great show. It's a little. It's very sci-fi, but not overly sci-fi. Or It's really planted in some really nice reality. Such a beautiful, smart show, and we just finished that. And then I had to go back to. I had to go to a couple of times to Italy, so it was like, and then France, and then. But anyway, that's the long of it. But now I'm back just to recover, and I'm going to go back to the United States and do a play.
Okay.
For me.
A play. What is the play?
It's an old Ibsen play called The Enemy of the People, and they're doing it at my old alma mater at the Yale Rep in New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh wow.
And with my old buddy Reg Rogers and James Bundy, who's the dean of the drama school. And it's just, I haven't done a play in 15 years.
Wow.
And I think it's about time.
Is Linda Fiorentino in this movie or in this play? Can I somehow get her into a scene, perhaps, Rico? I mean, throw your friend a bone here. Maybe there's a swimsuit scene. Is there a swimsuit scene in it?
Funny. You know what? When you're doing a play, the craziest shit happens, man. I don't know what could happen. She could show up. I could introduce you to.
Oh.
You guys could fall madly in
Oh.
love.
Oh.
Anything could happen. Like anything.
Yeah,
Anything.
I love your
buddy.
possibilities are unbelievable, and only the Abruzzese talk like that. Just so you know.
Sky. The sky. Just think sky. Sky.
So you haven't done a play in 15 years. Any reservations about it or nerves about it? Because it is
I'm
a different
scared to
beast,
death.
isn't it?
Yeah, I'm scared to death because I've been with all the TV and film that I've been doing. My voice register is like this. It's this low.
Yeah.
It's this low. And I got to fill a theater. And this particular theater holds 400 people. It's a nice intimate space, so it's not huge, but I'm scared. I'm scared shitless.
So
it'll be fun.
and you come on stage talking like Stallone, and people are like, "What's he doing? Why is he doing that?"
I come out on stage, and the first line is just put down the gun. Put it down, people. We all want to go home. No, that's not going to work, Rico. I can't hear you, Rico. I can't hear you.
You know what? And we have a new prop here, just so you know, because it's a little bit different this show. We have a new prop, and so I'm going to ask the George Takei pen what he thinks of what you just said. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we go. What do you think of the new play by Enrico Colantoni, George Takei?
Oh my.
There you go.
Poor George.
Oh, I know. Oh, hey, he's doing fine. He's doing great. He's on Stern every day. He's doing fantastic. He's doing fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, he's doing great.
I haven't listened to Stern since I woke up to him back in 1980. Let's say, what was that? 80? Yeah, the early 80s.
So everything's a while for you, is what you're telling me. Everything is long ago.
You know what, Mike? I don't know about you, but I'm getting very nostalgic about my life and where things have taken me and where I'm headed. Oh yeah, I'm in the twilight years. Don't you think?
Well, are you going
54? Don't you start thinking about shit like that?
No, I live in a fantasy world. I got to be honest. Me and Linda Fiorentino, we're going to France next week. Oh,
I know you got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's very busy. Hey, have they put up
you live in reality, baby.
Have they put a statue of? Was it Henry Carr? Isn't that where you went to high school?
Yeah, they put a big statue.
They did a fabulous looking.
Yeah, a naked David-esque statue of me. No, man. In the new school, they named the little theater after me.
Oh,
yeah, it's kind of cool.
That
That's
what?
fantastic.
You're getting claps for that. Oh yeah, you're getting.
Yeah,
claps
man.
for that.
Right?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Like, yeah,
Well, look,
it's been good.
When you've got some downtime, and I know that's not often, you have to come down to the new studio, to the new show. As you should know, that's also done. It's glassed in a bar here at the Pacific Junction
What?
Hotel. Yes,
With drinks?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
If you want Campari, Moretti, whatever you want, we got it, Fratello. We have everything.
You're lying.
Yes. No,
You're
I'm not
lying.
lying. You can watch the show later on. You can watch the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's live?
Oh, yeah.
It's on the TV?
We're live right now.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
guess-
live right now.
Yeah,
That's us,
did,
yep.
did no one tell you that? Oops. Oops.
No one told me any of it. Tim didn't say shit, man.
Yeah, no.
How many times can I say shit without being beeped?
Well, trust me, that's the least worst thing that's going to be said on this program today.
People come in with a heavy arsenal of expletives. Is that what you're saying?
Some people are very angry, as you know, Rico. Some people come in with
What? Why? What do they have to be
with
angry about?
Well, you never know. It's just the world.
You know?
Don't you find
I
the
don't
world?
know.
Don't you find the world's a little?
I mean, you still
angry?
talking a little sports? What are you talking about?
Oh no, we're talking a little sports.
Yeah, we're still doing sports.
Little
Yeah.
sports, right?
Yeah, but there's nobody knows sports right now. But it's going to pick up. It's going to pick up.
I know, but I just keep looking at the Leafs website to see if they actually re-signed Connor Brown. Any word on that?
Now, see, you're because you are a Leaf fan, correct? You're kind of a hardcore Leaf
sir.
fan. Yeah.
Yeah, not
Yes,
yet.
sir.
Not yet. Not yet. No.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
But didn't that deadline? Wasn't that deadline the 31st of July?
Well,
I'm not worried about
isn't
that.
isn't it part of an arbitration process, and they'll figure something out? Kind
Oh, is he in the arbitration?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
This is what you're
I
worried
thought he was eligible to take offers from other teams, but the Leafs had to either match or let him go.
Well, I guess
I don't know.
because he
It's
is.
so complicated.
Yeah, exactly. You must be. He is considered a restricted free agent. So yeah, other teams could, but there's also a big penalty.
Right.
So you must be pretty excited that the Leafs actually signed like a Patrick Marleau, and they seem like they're going for it more than they're.
Wouldn't you though, Dave? Wouldn't you be excited about that? I mean, I know he's a
think
little
so.
long in the tooth, but
But
what
there's
he could do on that line with
there's
with
your winger for
Matthews
Austin
in it.
Matthews. Exactly. And you think
You know?
that guy could probably help out the guy of the future and the guy right now.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
promise there. I would go as far as saying that the Leafs are so stacked right now as far as what they've done and what they're building that they should win the Atlantic Division this year.
Wow.
How about that? How about that for a wake up?
Wow.
I just knocked
Yeah.
him off his chair right now.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back from Europe.
I hope they bring that first round. I can't even say his name. Lilligren.
Yeah,
How do you say the
Yeah, I know what
the
you're talking
defenseman?
about.
Lilligren or
Yes,
whatever.
Lilligren? I know they signed him for 3 years.
They
You think
si-
that means that they'll either keep him in the Marlies or just put him up there up front?
I think they're going to. He's going to be playing back in Sweden. They're going to bring him in for training camp and let him kind of get used to North American life. But I think he's going back to Sweden. He'll spend at least another year there before he comes back. So that contract wouldn't kick in anyway until he's actually playing in North America. So they're in good spirits.
Oh.
And if he's anything like they say he's going to be, like a pseudo Erik Karlsson, woo, they got a
Yeah.
good one there.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. I just don't know what we're going to do on the blue line this year. We're pretty much. Well, no, we got Hainsey.
Yeah.
He'll ground it a little bit.
Here's what I enjoy, Rico. You just used the word "we." Fuck, I love that. I love that you just said "we." People are worried in New Haven about how you're going to do in the play, and you're talking about Leaf signings.
The last time I was in school there in New Haven, the Leafs made it to they were game 7 of what was 1993 essentially, and I was oblivious. I had completely lost touch, and I still feel so guilty about that, not having been there for them. I think if I was there, they would have won
So
in '93.
So you're blaming
Yeah.
yourself.
That's
Yeah.
how. That's
that's a lot of
what else am I going to say?
that's a lot of Catholic guilt.
That is a lot of Catholic guilt, and I've got a lot of it. I've got a lot
Of
of it.
course you do.
Well, I hope you're right, Dave. I hope you're right, man. That would be nice. That would be nice, because a step backward after everything they did last year would suck.
Yeah.
But Rico, what do you think about that? What do you think about the chances that we could actually have a Toronto Maple Leaf Edmonton Oilers Stanley Cup final? How about that?
Wow.
Yeah,
Mind
I'm
blown.
gonna cry,
I
dude.
think you could see it. I think at some point you could
I'm
see
gonna
that.
cry.
Yeah.
Well, I spent enough time in L.A. for me it would be a Kings Leafs Stanley Cup final. That would be like the golden, like the holy grail of like championship.
Might take the Kings. Might take the Kings a while to get back on top of the mountain. They were on top of the mountain for so long, right? So,
but isn't that funny, dude? I think there's something in the water, man. Because there was no reason they had the same team for the past 4 years, and I don't know what happened. I think they're just getting a little too much vitamin D.
Well, they run out of gas. It's just so much hockey to play at that level, and the way in which Daryl had that team playing, you're banging on people for like 3.5, 4 years. At some point, just like Chicago, there's kind of nothing left. They're still the same athletes, but you got to talk about a league that is that difficult to play in for that long at that level. You just have got nothing left in the tank. That's what I think for both of those teams.
I guess whatever.
Well, he's contemplating things. That's
whatever, Mike.
Whatever.
Are you saying people get old? Is that what you're saying? That these young guys get old?
Yeah.
They get tired? Really?
Yeah, that's what happens.
I'm tired. Get in there. Play hockey.
Yeah.
That's all you know is hockey. Get in there, play.
See, now you sound like all the Italian fathers that I've heard watching their sons. Get in there. What are you doing? Ma che cazzo fai? Get in there. Andiamo. What are you doing standing around?
I know. I got no patience. I'm like an old Italian guy. Right? You got me.
Are you wearing the sandals and the socks, though? Have you got to that point yet? Are you wearing the sandals with the socks?
Buddy, I've graduated to Birkenstocks. How's that?
Oh, wow. That's a little too trendy, I think, depending on where you go.
The Birks and the knee highs.
Oh, and with the knee highs.
Playing the shorts. Knee highs, the shorts, and the Birks.
And playing a little bocce? You playing a little bocce in the park?
Yeah.
Why not?
Hands in my pocket. I'm playing my own bocce balls. Little pocket pool there, pal.
A little pocket pool.
Pocket pool. Hey. And the older you get, the easier it is to play.
Well, because they're huge now. That's the problem.
You got to keep them. Otherwise, they hurt. Anyway, let's get off this. Let's get off this train.
Yeah. A lot of people say that. Why am I talking like this on your show? Because everyone does. That's what happens. I take them from the high esteem that they're used to being as professionals and bring it back to high school. This is my gift.
The context of your show. Oh, it's so much fun, though. It's so much fun.
You know what? When you're around, you got time again. You have to come down and see us. That's what you have to do. Or we'll do the show.
Will.
Or we'll do the show from here.
I'll be in Toronto for a few more weeks. But I think, your audience probably doesn't want to hear from me.
Who cares?
At least for another year or two.
No, you're coming in. You're going to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have a nice Prosecco to start the day. That's what we'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, is that good?
Does it really have to start at 10 o'clock?
Well, they tend to like that.
What time are you there? Make me feel bad. What time are you there?
We're all here at 9. We're only here at 9.
Yeah, we're not early mornings anymore.
Yeah, that's gone.
Oh, that's good.
Well, for the time being, but we don't want to. Yeah, it's too early. That was too early.
That was way too early.
Yeah, 27 years of that. Okay, this is much easier, and the show's an hour. And
Beautiful.
you just did 45 minutes, so we're off the hook.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Hey, you take care, my friend. We're going to talk very soon, and I hope to see you.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
And you know what, Mike? If you're serious about me coming in the next couple of weeks, I'll just email you, and it'll be good.
Perfect.
Dave, my pleasure meeting you, brother.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And, I look forward to seeing you in person, too, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you take care, fratello. Ci vediamo.
Okay, ciao, bello.
Ciao.
Ciao,
bello. That is the awesome Enrico Colantoni. Listen to that conversation.
We're not joking. We want him here.
No, he's coming.
I don't care if it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
I know we're not.
He's one of my favorites
tomorrow, but I'm just saying.
Like all these shows, you listen to this day. Stern, does he have a favorite? Of course, he's got the favorites. He's one of mine.
Yeah,
he's one of mine. So we'll get him in. That was a wonderful time. Again, we sort of mixed up a little bit on the days, but. He's just recovering from coming back from Europe, so when he's feeling a little bit better, we'll bring him back in. But you don't meet much better guys than Enrico Colantoni, I'll tell you that. So, look, before we go, now I know we're going to show clips of the you know what? Let's just show the one clip of Buddy driving up to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's his reaction kills me. This is just a reaction to seeing the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta just on his phone. This is pretty funny. Watch this.
Over there for the Phillips Arena, but oh my Jesus. I did not know it was this big. Georgia Dome, tiny. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, ginormous. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. Look at it. Look at that facility. That is absolutely
And when you look at it
unbelievable.
too, okay, so you have the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Off to the right is the Georgia Dome, as you mentioned, and the Phillips Arena is maybe a half block up more. They share the same facility with CNN World Headquarters. So in that building itself is where the Thrashers used to play, and CNN and, of course, Atlanta Hawks play there as well. So in that building, it's decked out. CNN everywhere. It's almost like if you're a CNN junkie, that's the place. That's the place you want to go to. They're all in the same facility. I'm guessing they're going to probably, I don't have this information in front of me, but I'm guessing they're going to blow up the Georgia Dome and use it as real estate for something else because there's really no need for it.
Probably condos.
Yeah, there's no need for it once you see this thing. Well, haven't heard from him in a while. It's time for some CFL picks. Victor, what is up, my friend?
Well. I want to say something to you right now.
Okay.
You're a damn handsome boy, you know that.
Thank you, sir.
How's your mother doing these days?
How did I know we were going there? She's doing well. She says hi.
She's still with that man.
Yes, my father.
If that's what you want to call him, that's up to you. All right, let's get to some damn sexy CFL picks right now.
Starts off tonight, too, by the way.
You shut the hell up, all right?
Sorry.
Then it's not called Bastel's Picks. Although I understand it's called Dave Bastel's Foreplay.
That's coming up.
I think that's damn lovely too, right? But I'm Victor Newman. You got that? Here are your picks for this weekend, starting with the Toronto Argonauts and the Calgary Stampeders. The number has escalated to a -6. But I'll tell you something. Victor Newman is known for things that get bigger and expand. And I don't give a damn, all right? Take the Stampeders at a -6. And I love that pick. There's a win right there. Then you're talking about the Edmonton Eskimos and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Oh, damn disgusting, all right? Learn how to play the damn game and stop somebody. But don't do it this week. At -14, it is a lousy number, but it's a good one. Once again, the Hamilton Tiger Cats will be the Hamilton Pussycats. Do you like pussies, Dave?
Keep on going.
Now we're moving to the next damn game. The British Columbia Lions against the Saskatchewan Roughriders in BC. That number is now -6.5. Under a touchdown. I'll tell you what. You make that damn pick. I like BC. Take them to win by at least a touchdown. You give them the damn points, all right?
You're missing one more, though.
And finally, speaking of things Winnipeg, I remember years ago.
Oh, boy.
Being in Manitoba.
I don't think you were there.
We were at Lake Winnipeg with a beautiful girl. And flickering tongues and everything.
We're more of a Falcon Lake family.
The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are a +2 in Ottawa. You take that damn game, because I'll tell you what, just like my strong feelings for Winnipeg, they're going to win that game, all right?
Oh, I hope you're right.
So, +2 sounds like a good deal to me. Dave, it's very good seeing you again.
Good seeing you. You going to be back next week?
I'll be back every week, Dave.
Okay, good.
Yeah, all right. Who's controlling the music? Russell, turn the damn music down, all right? I'm Victor Newman. You got that? I'm a damn idiot. Take over, Richards, and ruin the show.
All right, thanks. Those picks, wow.
Oh my.
Yeah. All right. Russell, kill the music for Christ's sakes. What's wrong with you? All right. All right. No, we need, actually, I think at this point we're going to look for some different music, and that music.
Yes, sir.
That music will go like this. Here we go.
What?
Fun show today. That was great.
Become best friends? Yep. You want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. It's time!
Well, Enrico Colantoni, what can I say? That was fantastic.
We were all over the map on that one, eh?
Yeah. When both Toronto Maple Leafs and Caligula come up in the same conversation. And by the way, Linda Fiorentino, you know who I'm talking about? She also was in the Men in Black.
Mm.
I'd absolutely like to do something with her today. You know what I mean? Yeah. By the way, tomorrow, it's the long weekend as we head to it in Canada. So we will be off tomorrow. There is no show Friday, and the only one who's off is Russell. You're going to Montreal for the festival, right? Music festival. What goes on in Montreal stays in Montreal. You know what I mean, George Takei?
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. See you on Tuesday.